Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. So we have a few smaller changes in the chart, nothing significant, but still I need to make some changes due to the bankruptcy of FTX and due to the fact that I had used so far FTX as data source. Now that is not reliable anymore, and also there are some significant price differences between the data feed that's coming from FTX and, for example, now Binance. Just to show you, if we just go, this is the Binance chart, Binance Solana US dollar, yeah, 16.44. If we go to FTX now, it shows me $19.80. Of course, I can't do any reliable TA based on this, so I have decided to go back, or to go actually to the Binance chart. Zooming out here, and also I regularly get the question, what is sort of the higher level point of view, the longer term view for these coins? And I think that, today that there's a little bit more of a quiet day generally across the markets, especially compared to the last few weeks. Why not take a moment and take a look at the long-term target for Solana? Solana, irrespective of what I'm telling you now in terms of long-term target, I wouldn't touch Solana at the moment. I'm very honest with you. That's only my view. I wouldn't touch it. Of course, you can be lucky and things can go up. And I think personally it will recover. But still, things are so uncertain out there. I would be extremely careful, especially with the coin. That's highly speculative. You never know what's still to come. The contagion is still spreading. That's coming from FTX. Bad news are coming out every day. So just be careful, right? So it's nothing that I would personally promote or use at the moment. I don't No, I actually don't think I own any Solana. There might be a little bit here and there, but not really anything. I haven't touched Solana for a long time, and I said in previous videos, it's never really connected with me for some reason. I don't know why, but maybe that will change. But at the moment, things are still downhill. There is no sign for a confirmed bottom at the moment. So, of course, if I give you a long-term target, this has to be based on the assumption that this market will recover. Of course, we don't know, will it recover or not? I think so, I assume it, because what's the alternative? The alternative is that this coin is going to die, which I don't believe will happen. But of course, it wouldn't be the first coin that dies. So we always need to have the risk, in mind. So if I give you a long-term target for any coin, this is of course based on the assumption that it will make new highs in the future. Because if it doesn't, then, or if I had the assumption it wouldn't, then there's no point making a TA, because the assumption would be it will die. So always understand that these long-term targets are always based on a bullish assumption, not guaranteeing you that this will happen. But if we can recover and if we can get above certain resistance levels, then this is the most likely target in the next bull run. So we talk about here a wave 3, that would be the most relevant one in the next bull run, the next high, the next all-time high. So after we made a wave 1 here to $260 basically back in November, we've then been talking about a wave 2 to the downside. That now obviously has come down lower than originally anticipated. I think originally when we were back here in December, I called for a price region all the way down to $100. Now we then had to adjust this to 55 and had to adjust it even further, because this is sort of the $30 level, which is sort of normally the lowest it should really do. Because if it goes below that, it will get into trouble, and it is in trouble. We know that. Why is it in trouble? Because the last fib on the fib ladder, on the Fibonacci retracement ladder, is the $30 level, basically the 88.7% Fibonacci retracement level. I've said it many times. A coin that goes below this level, and we talk about significantly below that level, gets into trouble, which doesn't mean it will die, but it just increases massively the risk. It all has to do with market sentiment, because what other support levels do we have? There is support around $15. I've been talking about that in the last few days, and that's also where we are holding at the moment. But long term, there isn't much there. If I add the VRVP here to the chart, which shows you the historical volume, there is massive support exactly here in this region around $30. Now we lost that. So then if I zoom out even further, we see a lot down here around the $2 to $3 mark, maybe all the way up to $5. So that's not really good. And if we get there, then we're basically exactly where we were in 2020, which can mean maybe we get a massive recovery, but it is generally not good for the coin, because what you want is a clear uptrend. If you come down to the same level where you were back in 2020, well, the uptrend, where's the uptrend? So okay, but assuming we would get to, let's say, a new all-time high, then we have to draw the Fibonacci levels, the extensions. We use the extension tool for that. Go to the high and go to the most recent low. In the end, it won't matter how much lower we go because there isn't much more space anyway. So we normally base it on the most significant low. And the target would then be the 1.618 extension. We talk about $434 as a minimum though. That's the minimum that you would normally expect in a wave 3. Usually the altcoins can go higher, so we certainly have scope all the way up to $540 roughly, yeah. And then there would be still a wave 5 to the upside after the wave 4 dip, and that could take us sort of in the region $700, maybe even $800. But that should be it then. But still, you know, they can still go higher, but this is sort of, at least you get a rough understanding of where we are. Now let's take a look at the lower time frame with Solana, and or maybe let's just talk about the dip, how that occurred. So obviously we talk about this being a wave 1 to the upside here back in November 21, peaked, and then came down in this wave 2, which I don't think is complete yet. At least there is no significant, there's no sign that it's bottomed. And this occurred, in my opinion, in a WXY pattern, and in the Y wave, that's where we are. We have an ABC. We finished the wave A, we finished the wave B, and we're now in the C wave down. And this doesn't look like it's over yet, to be honest, especially if I don't consider the FTX chart, which looked a little bit more bullish, a little bit. Because here now, how can we count this? Well, I would have to count this here as a wave 1, this as a wave 2, this here. Let me just think, 1, 2, yeah, this here probably as the wave 3. There should be a wave 4 retracement, which we might be doing now, and another wave 5 down. Yeah, you know, and then and then we're here, you know, and then this could only be whatever, the first wave of another dip to follow, but hopefully not. Hopefully that's it. But that should take us sort of, well, can take us certainly into the $5 region, right? So I just wanna warn you, right? But let's take a look at the retracements that we're currently doing here. So yeah, so the wave 4, and I'm going to go to the 1 hour chart now. If we look at this move to the upside, we've really only reached, so if I measure from the beginning of that third wave here to the upside, from the beginning of the third wave, yeah, to the low of the third wave, to the probable end of the third wave, then we're now looking at a wave 4 retracement, and we've reached perfectly the 23.6% Fib level at 1878. The ideal retracement for a wave 4 would be actually a little bit more. It would be the 2268 level, and the maximum it should do is the 2583 level. So if it goes above 2583, then this is most likely not a wave 4 anymore. It's going to be something more bullish, yeah. But yeah, at the moment, primary expectation would have to be that we get to the 38.2% Fib level, because that is normally the ideal level. But in this current market, I wouldn't be surprised if it turns down earlier, because it already reacted to the 23.6% Fib level. The point really is, if we get above the 1878 level, then the next target would be 2268. That's the 38.2% Fib level, and then we need to see how it's reacting to this level. Expectation would be it bounces from here and goes down, and would break below the recent low at 1247, right? And then we get a low in the wave 5, and again, target for that would be, I mean, we've got support pretty much at the $10 level, because that is sort of just a round number, isn't it? And then basically around that $5 range where we talked about the high volume, the historical volume, right? But I can't really give you a target until I have a clear signal that wave 4 has topped. So we just need a bit of patience. But yeah, this is not looking good. I mean, in the very short term, the move up here could have just been ABC. As you can see, it's just sort of a 3-wave pattern to the upside here at the moment. A, B, C. Yeah, and that could have been a peak in wave 4. And however, the move down currently appears corrective as well. So if we talk about maybe a long, you know, I just told you the ideal level for a wave 4 is a 38.2% Fib level. So that's a bit higher. So it could without a problem become a WXY, where I actually think that's quite likely, because the ideal level for a wave 4 is a bit higher. So in a WXY, you have 3 waves up. We can clearly see that. We have 3 waves down. We can clearly see that. And it would be nice to get, to get the wave Y to the upside here. And let's actually see what the target would be for the 1-to-1 ratio. Would be around $21.50. $21.50. Compare that to, that's an ideal target for the wave Y in this case. Compare that to the retracement here. Ideal target for the wave 4 generally as retracement would be 22.50. So between 21.50 and 22.50 would be an ideal zone for it to get into and to reverse then down and make a lower low. Really only if it gets above that 25.80 level, then we can consider something more bullish, but I'd be extremely careful with Solana at the moment. This is not yet a confirmed bottom. Okay, and that's my update about Solana. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.